The Commission of Audit. Discuss. If you've got anything to say about the Commission of Audit, 96900 693. But let me read the front page of the Herald Sun.
Analogies are us.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like going back 400 years and reading the proposition for the Spanish Inquisition.
96900 693 if you want to discuss anything about the Commission of Audit. Australians would work longer, pay more tax, wait for their super, and pay more to go to the doctor, the chemist, and university under savage cuts. Proposed, how big were the cuts? Proposed by a government Commission of Audit. The audit report made 86 recommendations that would save up to $70 billion in annual government spending within 10 years, but families and pensioners would be hit hard by recommendations to wind back the age and disability pensions and family tax benefit A and abolish family tax benefit B. Righto, so it's all very, very, very stringent, right? Here is my question. Have you got questions in relation to the Commission of Audit? I've got two questions.
Go on.
There are five people on the Commission of Audit. My first question is, are they idiots?
Who are they?
They are
Yes.
Tony Shepherd, the former Business Council Australia president. They are Peter Boxall, who spent 7 years at the IMF. There's Robert Fisher, the former Director General of the West Australia Department of Industrial and Regional Development. There's Amanda Vanstone, well known to us all. And there is Tony Cole, who was spent 2 years at the World Bank, amongst other things. The reason I ask, are they idiots, is that yesterday there were four the most famous economists in Australia,
Yes.
including Saul Eslake, to whom we spoke,
Yes.
and asked, who all said things aren't that bad, right? Mm-hmm. So bearing that in mind, I turn now to the front page of The Australian, a very conservative publication. Very august and conservative organisation.
Yes, well, you promised you were going to tell me something because I haven't read it.
Right.
Right?
It is very much on all fours with Tony Abbott, is it not? In the sense that they agree, right? The Australian is a big Tony Abbott supporter.
Yes.
Right. Appearing on page 1 of The Australian today is a column called Oz Fact Checker. That is, that a columnist who checks facts. Right? So someone says this, it's a bit like our Truth Monitor, right?
Yes, okay.
Right. It says, here are the three pertinent claims that are being made. The first one's about the growth of Commonwealth revenues. The second is that the coalition doubled the deficit in its first few months in power, blah, blah, blah. We get to the third one. There's only three facts. The third fact that the Oz Fact Checker goes out to check is the assertion there is a budget emergency.
Right.
Right, and it goes chapter and verse, and it goes, we take into account of this, the angle of the dangle, and the amount of the da-da-da-da-da-da.
So,
Conclusion. In fact, checking lingo, that is mostly false.
that there is a
Budget emergency.
budget emergency.
The Australian newspaper sends a fact checker out and concludes that the assertion that there is a budget emergency is largely false. In other words, the Commission of Audit are idiots.
Well, I suppose it depends what they were asked to do. Were they asked, A, assuming there is a problem, how would you solve it?
I don't know the answer to that. But Neil's got the chairman. I did not say chief idiot. The chairman of the Commission of Audit on at 8:30 when the Australian newspaper goes off and goes uphill and down dale with all sorts of analysis to check the assertion that there is a budget emergency and concludes that that is mostly false.
Talking Melbourne.